Hellbound Season 2 is the second season of the show. If you're unfamiliar, Hellbound is based off a manhwa. It's a sort of horror religious mystery. The first season was pretty good. It's only 6 episodes, mainly about angels that show up and give a decree. They usually show up in someone's face and tells them when they're going to die, down to the minute. And when the countdown ends, giant executors show up. These large rocky behemoths literally come from hell and then beat the snot out of you and then kill you and drag you to hell. Or not drag you, but they like burn your body with some sort of hellfire of sorts. So the first season was like a mystery. It was kind of like a dark horror sort of like, why is this happening? You know, who is this happening to? It was introducing a lot of different plot threads, and then there was a time skip, and it ended on a sort of cliffhanger where someone, a young man, Chairman Jung Jinsu, he basically disappears because of, he gets a decree. He got one 20 years previous. So he's recasted. It was originally played by Yoo-ah, and now it's a new actor. And they sort of redo the first scene just to, you know, get back in the flow of things. I don't care about the recast because the new guy does really well. But I think the second season suffers because the tone is drastically different from the first season. The first season of the show is really like murder, not murder, but it was just like a horror of like, you know, imagine your life being taken away from you when you know the date, and then this unstoppable creature thing start pummeling you in the street. And is it because you're a sinner? Is it because you're not? But by the end of the first season, we find out that people regenerate after the fact. And so the second season sort of takes place 8 years later. Jung Jinsu returns from hell, and there's different factions now that have sort of grown in power over the years. So the second season is more of a political thriller than a horror mystery thriller, and it's a really different vibe. It's the fear is less, you know, you're going to get taken to hell. The fear is more, the country is going to go in a different direction. So it's not really that exciting. There's 3 different groups battling for control. There's Sodo. They're the ones, not like Black Ops, but they basically are a smaller group that have whisked away some of the people involved in different decrees. And then the lawyer lady is part of that group. Not their leader, but she's sort of their figurehead. And then there's the New Truth, the new leader. He's like a guy that sort of perverted the truth. He has his own regenerated survivor. He wants to sort of start a new religious doctrine, and they work with the government. And then there's Arrowhead. They're the cultish punks that have gotten so into the decrees that they find people that have decrees, and then they jump on them before they get like burned by the hellfire in order to sort of because they're so the fanaticism is just shot to 11 with that group. So there's 3 different groups of people fighting for control. We're mainly focusing on the lawyer lady. She's basically trying to find out more about the mystery, but the mystery's not really there. The second season really like pussyfooting around the main plot. It takes 2 episodes for Jung Jinsu to come back, and then he sort of slowly rises to power with the Arrowhead, and then they sort of like, there's a lot of like groups of people running around with bats smacking each other. It's not really that scary. And the second season ends on another cliffhanger. So at this point, I don't even know if we'll get season 3, but season 2 was a bit of a letdown, to be honest. It's just, you know, a lot of stuff going on, but it lost the horror vibe. So I think they should wrap the story up in the next season, because it's just becoming a little bit, you know, moving characters into a certain space and then just resetting them for no reason. So those are my thoughts on Hellbound Season 2.